don't have yellow, but we can do silver.
Yeah.
So while we wait for some more people to show up, we are going to...
It's coming in 5 minutes more. Okay, I call those people, it's coming right now, it's in the traffic.
What do you have in your hair?
I have the Emi DiCioto, the Mia hair color. This has been washed twice. I use the Mia bleach, 40 volume. My hair is natural level 6. I use 40 volume and left it on for 2 hours. However, I also added in the Baron Bond amplifier so that my hair did not fall off. This stuff is like your safety line of anything. Now you can totally just go nuts with bleaching your hair out if you want to do pastels, and you can save it with that stuff. It's pretty amazing. We just launched it again. If you're familiar with our APS line that we have had in the past, we still have, it's similar to that. It works with it. But this is a bond amplifier, so you can mix it with any chemical and get solid protection of most destruction that would normally happen. Within reason, you know, if your hair is, you know, if you can grab it like this and it like falls off your hand, then that's a different story. Although it would be a great treatment for that kind of hair. I just have to do it. But mine is the gray corrector. First, what you want to do is bleach out as much as possible, and it looks like you've already toned this a little bit, right? Yeah. You bleach it out as much as possible, and then tone it to a nice neutral platinum blonde, even if it's a little silver, that's okay. And then you go in with the gray corrector. What you want to do is bleach out as much as possible, and it looks like you probably toned this a little bit, right? Yeah. You bleach it out as much as possible, and then tone it to a nice neutral platinum blonde, even if it's a little silvery, that's okay. And then you go in with the gray corrector. I found that about 1/4 ounce mixed to 1 ounce of 0.5 developer is a nice gray. It'll be a little darker than this. It'll look actually more, probably about like that. That's a deep gray. And of course, if you want it darker, you just dilute it. Change the ratio. If you want it light, you dilute it.
Just having a hard time trying to get grays because I have someone who wants gray and they always end up purple. Like the violet.
Yeah, and that's the thing with it. If you're using purple, it'll give you gray. If you have, you know, like some kind of pumpkin color or something in that realm, you just want to tremendously dilute it,
okay.
and you want to put a little bit of blue in it, because that blue will keep it from turning to purple.
Alright.
More purple than blue, like a 3-to-1.
Okay.
If you're going to do that.
I had a question. They asked me already at the start. Just what kind of class will be today? Maybe advanced class, correct? So can you explain about?
We're going to do advanced. We're going to teach on. We're going to touch on the basic stuff too. I know that most of you guys are. How many of you are in barbering school right now? Dudes in black, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys probably may already know basic barbering stuff, I imagine, depending on how long you've been in school. But we'll touch on that a little bit for everybody else. But we are going to demonstrate his cut, fade all the way to skin, which we'll be touching, you know, barbering techniques so that you understand how the different sizes of attachments work, and how you work with the shape of the head. We're not going to be doing any hair tattoos or anything like that today. I can give you some pointers on that. I may even have some notes under there from our guy David from BaByliss. BaByliss, however the heck you want to say it. It's been we constantly correct each other.
I know, everyone always asks.
From the company, they call it BaByliss, just for the record.
Okay.
But for 10 years, I've called it BaByliss. I think everybody gets the point. So what I mixed up in his hair, we don't have the actual gray corrector. His is already light enough right here that it's not going to matter too much. So I've got the Mia 902, which is a neutral with violet secondary. But I mix it with 40 volume so we can get a little more lift. And I'm mixing in the Bond amplifier. Any of your colors that you use about 1/8 of an ounce to your mix. It's like $1 million life insurance policy. It's just poured into your bowl.
What was that called? The thing that's similar to the Olaplex, right?
Similar to Olaplex. You're going to do a cool haircut like this. If you got any color going on, you got to have some cool color. Gotta touch it up. It's the hairdresser in me. I can't let them leave without skill set and expand your wallet in the long run. So basically, as you guys, some of you may already know, when it comes to doing men's cuts, we're working with a round object, not necessarily a perfectly round object like a ball, but pretty close to it. This is an attempt of drawing you a face here and a human head, just to give you an idea. You have a round shape that you want to square off as much as possible. Why so always square? Well, if you think about it, masculine shapes tend to be square. Men's jackets or clothing, military outfits, you know, they're always straight lines, hard lines, angular lines. When you think of femininity, we think of hourglass figures. You know, whether it's the hair or the body, curves. Women are more associated with curves, femininity. When you think of male, it's more square, more tough, more masculine. So when you have a round shape, if you want to make that more of a masculine style, you need to have a little more square lines. Now you don't want to go in and always think, I've got to give them a box cut, because that's not exactly what you want unless you're going to the military or something. You know, that's not the only option for a square haircut. But really that's what you want to think when shaping the head, because we have round head. And right about here are the ears. So when you start in to do a haircut, what you kind of want to do is have that box ear shape. The blue right here. That's where we're trying to sort of take, when we're doing short haircuts, we're trying to get that squareness to happen. Now on the top, obviously, a total square haircut might look a little funny. We don't usually do those so much anymore. It's a little more angular, but it's still symmetrical to that shape. And when it's all finished and said and done, if you draw a line across the center of the head from eye to eye, or from ear to ear, and you were to fold this in half, a shape that you created up here should somewhat mimic the jaw shape. Whether that's actually their jaw or their beard that you've also gone in and shaped up a little bit. But that is perfect, symmetrical, or balanced haircuts. And what happens when you do that is it brings more focus to the eyes of the person. When you have balanced everything going on and you're standing there talking and looking straight at someone's head, you're going to look more to their eyes. You're not going to look at their imbalanced hair or their imbalanced beard. And if you watch TV much, ever noticed, you know, talk show hosts or newscasters, you really see their face up close, and that's personally one of the first time that I really noticed, you know, crooked haircuts. We've probably all done that at one point or another. And a prime example